everybody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody on 149th Street at the bench.
A lot of you guys wanted me to go ahead and rate some of your throwies, so that's what we're doing in today's video. So for those of you guys who are new to the series, the way this works is over on Instagram, I ask you guys to shoot over some of your work, and I'm gonna take a look at that and grade it on a scale from 1 to 10, giving you guys tips and tricks along the way to help you improve your graffiti. Now, for our scale, anything below 5 is considered amateur. You still have a lot of work to do in your fundamentals. Anything above 5 is pretty good, and 5, as you might imagine, is pretty moderate, pretty okay, it's just middling. So kicking this thing off right here, we have done. And the first thing that sticks out to me is the sloppy shapes of these letters. So when I say sloppy shapes, what exactly are we talking about? We're talking about how your E doesn't really line up with its bottom to the top once the overlap happens from the end. Now for the bottom of the E, it would have been very easy to have that bottom line, that bottom rounded section line up properly because you're filling in this throwie. So if you made a mistake during your initial sketching phase for the throwie, it would have been easy enough in order to fix that during the fill-in phase. So that right there shows more so just a lack of understanding, as in that case you kind of doubled down on that mistake by outlining it after the fill-in. On top of that, and this is really where we see the sloppiest of shapes, is in your drop shadow. And that was actually another thing that really stood out to me, was your drop shadow. It is very inaccurate. Sure, it goes down and to the left, but it also goes up, which we see on the E. Drop shadow is a very basic technique, especially in throwies where drop shadow is the easiest, where all you have to do to get a perfect drop shadow on your throwies is just repeat your outline, except to the left and a little bit down. And for those reasons, we're gonna give this a solid 3 out of 10. Look at this. All right, we got ourselves a video here. Let's see this throwie. Let's see this one-liner here. Now, I hope he kind of like pulls out and actually shows us the full throwie, because it's nice to see the process, but it doesn't mean much if we can't see the whole throwie, at least for this video, right? It's already sick on its own, but for the video's sake, I kind of need to see the full throwie. I know it's really quick, but that right there is the kind of drop shadow we're talking about, where he just re-outlines the side of the throwie. This is sick. This is the type of thing right here that gets the 10 out of 10. This is an awesome throwie. And one-liner throwies this nice aren't easy to do. Granted, one-liner throwies, like really simple ones, are very easy to do, but something like this is beautifully done. I love how he handled the KS combo as well, where he's got the S's top really leaning forward and down to reach to the period that he has down there, which is important because it kind of goes with the period on the other side of the name as well. So adapting the top of the S in order to reach down there is a nice little touch. I really dig it. This is a solid 10 out of 10, man. I like this a lot. If anything, you should be giving me the critique on how to improve throwies. Maybe you should be the one writing my book too. This is sick, man. On that point of books and whatnot, if you're trying to learn graffiti and you want to learn it from the best place in the world, check out our Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook. There is no other book on the market that teaches you graffiti as easily and as in-depth as our book does. Reading this book is a cinch. It won't take you any time at all, and you'll learn each one of graffiti's fundamentals when doing it. We've already helped thousands of beginners that just started day one in graffiti, as well as veterans in the game who've been with graffiti for decades. If you're ready to get serious about learning graffiti and you want to find your style, get out of the toy phase, or if you're just getting back into graffiti after being away for a while and you want to kind of hit the ground running, then this is the perfect book to do it. We've got digital copies over at theartistblock.inc with physical copies over on Amazon. Got a link to both of those in the description down below for you. And we also have digital versions of our Throwie book available for pre-order down there. Moving on from there, we got Curb, and I really like this Throwie. Nice lines, nice shapes, really clean and defined letter structures that, well, I mean, I gotta focus on how well defined these are. And beautiful shape variation. Not only do you have more square bottoms and tops, but you also have much more rounded shape to a lot of these letters. And the way you kind of blend them into one another and work them all into the Throwie, it's really well done. Now, some people might point out, hey John, he's got pretty straight and sharp top on the R. Shouldn't he repeat that on the K for extra flow? At least on one of the sides, the top left or the top right? And to be fair, well, yeah, that totally could work. I kind of like the fact that he went for the rounded top, because he's got the E and the B with rounded portions on those letters, and he already has a square bottom. So really, in this instance, it's a great example of personal preference. Overall, I really like this. I'm gonna give this a solid 6 out of 10. Now, if he wanted to improve, I would go ahead and say start messing with your mean line a little bit, playing around with that just to explore different styles. This isn't necessarily like a fundamental thing that you have to do and you got wrong here. Not at all. It's more so just like, hey, play around with this idea, see where it takes you. You could also play around with different variant structures, as your name offers a massive amount of variant structures. If you want to watch that, we've linked it here in all the places you've come to expect here on YouTube. Puri, I like this Throwie. I like this Throwie a lot. There's two things though, that really kind of trip me up just a little bit. And the first is is how massive the left-hand side of your name is compared to the right-hand side of your name. The U is massive in this Throwie, and its weight wouldn't be a problem if the R and the I also helped to balance that out. But because the R and the I are so small, they really don't fit with the rest of the name, despite the fact that they're done quite well. So what I would say is enlarge that R, make it bigger. Doesn't have to be as big as the U, it doesn't have to be massive or huge, but it should be comparable in weight to the other letters. There's no reason why the I should be rivaling the R as far as weight is concerned. On the flip side, you could make the left-hand side of your name just smaller. So the choice is really yours. Give both a try, see what you like. Now, the other thing that stuck out to me was the fact that the U does not have a sharp angle anywhere on its body. This goes highly against letter uniformity and similarity. Why is this a problem, and can this be done? Let's answer the second one first and say yes, this certainly can be done. You can have a letter that is drastically different than all of your other letters in your Throwie. That's not necessarily the issue. The issue in this instance is more so the fact that the U already weighs a ton. So if we go ahead and we make it contrast the other letters by not giving it anything that's uniform with the other letters, it's gonna stand out more. It's gonna weigh a lot more. So considering that, I would say study and practice your letter name weight and your negative space management. Those two kind of go hand in hand a lot of times. And overall, I'd give this a solid 6 out of 10. Just because of the fact letter name weight is such a fundamental issue here that I couldn't possibly go higher, even though I really want to. Like this is a really nice Throwie. You did a good job here. Yucks goes ahead and shows us this really colorful Throwie here on a practice wall he's made, and it's going to boil down to letter structure and shape. Your letters are positioned really well. You did a great job for that, especially for somebody who's just starting out. And your negative space management is pretty spot on. Once again, a very big accomplishment for somebody just starting out. But your letter structures are pretty unrefined. We can see this most evidently on the K, where you're using a variant structure. K has a 2-box leg. That means you have the part that comes out horizontally and then the part that comes down vertically. The part that is underdeveloped in your Throwie is actually the part that comes out horizontally. Notice how we don't really get to see much of that structure. We want to push that. We want to make sure that every section of our Throwie is nice and defined. When you do that for the leg of your K, you'll notice the arm of your K is also going to become more defined as well. With how new you are, I think that's enough information for your critique. I think that'll hold you over for a bit, and it'll give you something to work towards as well as practicing shapes. If you're able to do both of those things, you'll be off to the races. We're gonna give this a solid 3 out of 10. There's a lot of room for improvement, but it's not a bad start. BMAC. Alright, I think we gotta get a few things out of the way with this Throwie real quick. Oh man, I misread this initially as Buck because I thought the M was a U. Let's explain why that is and how this is kind of important to generating your styles and thinking about your styles when altering your letters. So there's one quality we always want to keep in mind when we're stylizing our letter. As we're making changes, we want to make sure that our letter doesn't start to gain features and qualities of other letters. One of the most common examples that everybody's familiar with is accidentally turning an R into a B by having the leg of the R overlap the stem. In this instance, that vertical top line is meant to fall right in the center of the lower middle for the M. Here, however, that vertical center line falls just to the left of the centered bottom. Why is that a problem? Well, it's a problem because the letter U exists, and the U oftentimes has a little bit of a piece on the right-hand side that shoots off to the right-hand side. So you would have almost made a U, and I stress almost there because you do have those 3 little sections on the bottom, and that's the only thing that saves you. If even one of those vertical lines at the bottom was underdeveloped, too short, then this 100% would have been a U. All of your other letters are really well done. Their structure is clear and ready to be seen, but the M lacks that same fidelity. You do that one simple change and this Throwie is going to level up a few tiers easy. For that reason, we'll give this a good 6 out of 10, maybe a 5. Not bad at all. Pretty good Throwie. Sazzer hit us with a Throwie here, and I love the photograph. I love the picture. This might even be the thumbnail in all honesty. Now, for the Throwie, there's something that kind of strikes me as odd here. It's the juxtaposition between round and sharp, as well as really big and then really small and skinny. These contrasting features throw weight off tremendously, with the right side of your name being much heavier than the left side of your name. Now, is this the most egregious issue out there? Not at all. Is it something you can improve on? Certainly, no doubt about it. Because of this, things like your A are really weak, and there's a lack of cohesion throughout the name. Why is that? Well, once again, it goes right back to the level of contrast you have through these alternating features. You want to kind of unify your name a little bit more. Figure out, do you want the tops to be large like your first S and your Z, or do you want the tops to be small like your A and the top of your R? Do you want the centers to be large like the center of your R, or do you you want the bottoms to be large, like the bottom of your A. You can have these thoughts, you can have these stylistic changes, but just organize them better. Organize them in a way that makes everything more cohesive, as opposed to kind of just sporadically making these decisions that cause really sloppy letters, despite the fact that the letters themselves aren't really the issue. For that reason, we'll give this a good 5.5 out of 10. And dudes, that just about wraps up today's video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget, you don't have to wait to get better at graffiti. You can do it really quick with our book in the description down below. Get yourself out of the toy phase or drastically improve your style with one easy read-through of our book, which you'll find digital copies over at theartistblock.inc with physical copies over on Amazon. Want the best graffiti tutorials anywhere online? We have our new playlist that we're still working on right up here with the old playlist right down here. But dudes, as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys back here next week.